Each morning arrives unannounced, like a soft whisper from the universe, offering you a fresh canvas. It is neither a repeat of yesterday nor a glimpse of tomorrow, but a completely new moment, wrapped in the quiet promise of possibility. The air feels different. The light dances in its own unique way, and the world seems to hold its breath, waiting for you to awaken and take part. There is no guarantee that you will receive another day, and yet here it is, unearned and freely given. This gift doesn't ask for repayment, nor does it come with conditions. It simply invites you to open it with curiosity and gratitude. To notice the small wonders, the way the morning light filters through the trees, the warmth of a cup in your hands, the sound of the world slowly coming to life. Morning is not something you possess or control, it is something you are invited to experience. It reminds you that life itself is not a problem to solve, but a miracle to behold. In its quiet unfolding, the morning holds a gentle truth. Each moment is an opportunity to start again, not by erasing what came before, but by stepping fully into what is now. Life is not a series of isolated events, nor is it a line with a clear beginning or end. It is a seamless flow, like a river that winds endlessly, carrying everything in its current without pause or hesitation. The moment you awaken each day, you are stepping back into this unbroken stream. Not starting something new, but continuing a movement that has always been. Even before you were born, this flow existed in the rhythms of the earth, the cycles of the seasons, and the beating of countless hearts before yours. And when you pause to breathe, to reflect, you realize you are not separate from this flow. You are a part of it, a continuation of its infinite dance. Every breath, every thought, every action emerges from what came before and dissolves into what comes next. There is no true point where one thing ends and another begins. A conversation doesn't truly stop, its echoes linger in the mind. A day doesn't conclude, it fades into the next, like the colors of a sunset bleeding into twilight. To see life this way is to understand that you are not a solitary being forging a path. You are the path, the movement, the current itself. Nothing is ever truly lost or finished, and every moment carries within it the imprint of all that has been and the seed of all that will be. This is life's quiet continuity, endless, seamless, and profoundly connected. To be present in the moment is to awaken fully to what is happening right now, without being pulled into the echoes of the past or the whispers of the future. It is the simple, yet profound act of being here, with all your senses alive and your mind uncluttered. This moment, as it is, holds everything: your breath, the sound of the wind, the texture of the ground beneath your feet. When you are truly present, the noise of worry and regret begins to quiet, revealing the richness of now. Time seems to stretch, and the smallest details come alive: the warmth of sunlight on your skin, the rhythm of your heart, the gentle sway of leaves in the breeze. You realize that this moment doesn't need improvement or fixing, it is complete in itself. Being present is not about doing or achieving. It's about letting go of the endless striving, the constant chasing after something else. It is recognizing that the life you seek is not waiting in some distant place. It is already here, unfolding in this breath, this sound, this feeling. The present moment asks nothing of you but your attention. It does not demand that you analyze or judge. It simply invites you to notice, to feel, to be. And when you do, you begin to see that life isn't happening to you, it is happening as you, in every fleeting yet eternal second. Existence at its core is effortless. It unfolds without struggle, like the rivers flowing to the sea or the stars shining in the night sky. You do not command your heart to beat, yet it does. You do not tell your lungs to draw in air, yet they continue rhythmically sustaining you. Even as you sleep, the intricate symphony of your body plays on, weaving life moment by moment without your conscious direction. Nature too mirrors this ease. Trees do not strain to grow, they simply respond to the sunlight and rain. The wind doesn't push itself to blow, and the ocean waves do not strain against their pull. Everything moves as it must in harmony with an unseen rhythm. There is no effort to be something other than what is, no forceful grasping or resistance. And yet, as humans, we often find ourselves swimming against this natural current, believing we must strive and struggle to justify our place in the world. We forget that existence itself is not something we achieve, it is something we are. The most profound truths, your ability to love, to breathe, to be, are not earned. They arise spontaneously, like the blooming of a flower or the rising of the sun. To embrace the effortlessness of existence is to step back and trust in life's natural unfolding. It is to recognize that there is a greater flow at work, one that carries you even when you feel lost. When you let go of the need to control every detail, you find yourself carried not by effort but by grace. Life, as it turns out, doesn't need to be wrestled into submission, it simply asks to be lived. You are not separate from the world around you. The lines you draw between yourself and others, between you and nature, are illusions, born of a mind that seeks to categorize and divide. In truth, you are woven into the very fabric of existence, inseparable from the air you breathe, the ground you walk upon, and the people you meet. Consider a single breath. The oxygen you inhale was exhaled by trees, carried by the wind, and mingled with the breaths of countless other beings. That same air has traveled through mountains, seas, and cities, connecting you to a world you may never see but are always a part of. Every morsel of food you consume has been touched by the sun, nurtured by the soil, and tended to by unseen hands. In every moment, the universe moves through you, and you move through it. Even your thoughts, your emotions, your very sense of self arise from this great web of interconnection. The ideas you hold were shaped by the voices of others, the books you've read, and the experiences you've shared. Your joys and sorrows ripple outward, touching lives you may never know. Just as a drop of water merges into the ocean, your existence flows into the greater whole, indistinguishable and vital. When you begin to see this, the barriers you've built, the me and the them, the here and the there, begin to dissolve. You realize that every interaction is a meeting of reflections, every action a note in the symphony of life. To hurt another is to wound yourself, to uplift another is to rise together. This interconnection is not a burden but a profound gift. It means you are never truly alone, for the essence of life pulses through everything and everyone. In the vast dance of existence, you are both the dancer and the dance, the wave and the ocean, inseparably bound to the infinite whole. Life, in all its complexity, cannot be fully controlled, and yet we so often expend our energy trying to shape it to our will. We cling tightly to plans, outcomes, and expectations, as though by sheer force we can bend the world to match our desires. But life has its own rhythm, its own unfolding, and the more we try to control it, the more elusive it becomes. Acceptance is not resignation, it is a deep recognition that life moves in ways beyond our understanding. It is the wisdom to see that some things cannot be forced, and that attempting to control every moment only creates tension and struggle. The river flows not because we push it, but because it knows its path. The seasons change not through effort, but through the natural turning of the earth. When you choose acceptance, you step into harmony with this natural flow. You begin to see that life is not something to be dominated or conquered, it is something to be experienced moment by moment. Acceptance allows you to meet life as it is, rather than how you think it should be. It teaches you to respond rather than react, to adapt rather than resist. There is a profound peace that comes with this shift. You find that even in the face of challenges, you can let go of the need to fix or fight, and instead approach each situation with openness and curiosity. Acceptance doesn't mean passivity, it means engaging with life fully, but without the weight of unnecessary struggle. In letting go of control, you discover the freedom to truly live. You are no longer tethered to the exhausting pursuit of perfection or certainty. Instead, you are free to move with life's currents, trusting that whatever arises is not an obstacle, but a part of the unfolding story, a story that is bigger and more beautiful than anything you could have planned. Each day begins with a weight of expectations, tasks to complete, goals to achieve, and a sense of urgency that demands attention. But if you pause and look deeper, you begin to realize that these expectations, while important, are not the true essence of what you seek. The real intention of the day lies not in what you do, but in how you approach each moment. Instead of waking up with a to-do list that defines your worth by what you cross off, consider how you can approach the day with presence, openness, and curiosity. The goal is not to simply check boxes, but to be engaged in the act of living itself. When you reframe your intentions, you shift your focus from doing to being, from striving to simply showing up. For instance, instead of setting an intention to be more productive, set an intention to be more mindful in everything you do. Rather than fixating on the outcomes of your actions, focus on the quality of your experience. What would it be like to approach a task not as a means to an end, but as an opportunity to be fully present in the process? When you make your intention about how you engage with the world, rather than what you achieve, the pressure to perform melts away. In reframing your daily intentions, you begin to see that every moment is an opportunity for growth, connection, and discovery. The people you encounter, the challenges you face, and even the quiet moments in between are all part of the unfolding journey. When you set the intention to embrace life as it comes without needing it to be anything other than what it is, you open yourself to a more authentic, fulfilling experience. So instead of measuring your success by what you've accomplished, measure it by how deeply you've lived the day. Have you been present? Have you been kind? Have you allowed yourself to feel the richness of the moment without distraction or judgment? In this way, your intentions become a guide for living with greater awareness and appreciation, rather than a checklist of tasks to be completed. In the noise of modern life, we often find ourselves caught in a whirlwind of distractions, obligations, and expectations. It's easy to forget that life, at its essence, is simple. We complicate it with desires for more possessions, more achievements, more validation, believing that these things will bring fulfillment. But the truth is, simplicity holds a quiet power that can ground us when the world feels overwhelming. Returning to simplicity means letting go of the clutter, both external and internal, that clouds our view. It's about shedding the layers of unnecessary complexity, the mental chatter, and the constant drive to accumulate. When we simplify, we allow space for the things that truly matter: our relationships, our health, our connection to the natural world. This return to simplicity doesn't mean renouncing all comforts or rejecting progress. It means reprioritizing what is essential. It's about slowing down and noticing the details we often overlook: the warmth of a cup in your hands, the sound of the wind through the trees, the feel of your breath as it moves through your body. In these simple moments, life reveals its richness, and we can find joy in the ordinary. Simplicity also invites us to live with less resistance. We become aware of how much effort we put into forcing things into our lives, how much time and energy is spent striving, achieving, and proving ourselves. By simplifying, we allow things to unfold naturally, without the need to control every outcome. It is the recognition that life is already full, and that we don't need to add more to feel complete. To return to simplicity is to rediscover the freedom that comes with being content with less. It is about focusing on the present, embracing what is, and letting go of what isn't needed. In this space, we find peace not in having everything, but in having exactly what is necessary to be truly alive. When we return to simplicity, we reconnect with what truly nourishes us. The clutter falls away, leaving behind the pure essence of life: just being, just breathing, just living in the quiet wonder of the present moment. In the end, life isn't a puzzle to be solved or a race to be won. It's a dance to be experienced, a song to be listened to, and a journey to be embraced. Each morning offers you the chance to step into the flow of life, where you are not separate but an integral part of its unfolding. The simplicity, the effortlessness, the presence, these are not ideals to strive for, but truths to recognize. As you begin your day, let go of the need to control. and allow the natural rhythm of life to carry you. Embrace each moment as it is, and let your intentions not be about achieving, but about living deeply and fully. In returning to simplicity, you find that everything you seek was never far away. It was always here, in the present, in the flow, and in the beauty of simply being alive.